So we went on a quick getaway trip to Vegas. Not really to see the city, but many national parks in the area. And Vegas just happened to be a convenient flight destination with nice hotels and restaurants. On that trip, I wanted to go full minimalist setup for my photography, the smallest kit I ever had with so much potential. One camera, Leica M11P, and three Voigtlander lenses, wide 21mm, standard 40mm, and long 90. This combination, not only it is so compact, but also gives me so much coverage. 21 to 90 is pretty much all I need, and if I want something in between or slightly longer, then Leica's 60 megapixel come to the rescue. With that resolution, I can crop in a lot. Just need to remember to switch that high resolution mode. Most of the time I'm shooting either 18 megapixels or 36. Camera, lenses and all accessories fit nicely in a small 5-liter shoulder bag. After landing past the sunset and checking in a hotel, I slapped 21mm f3.5 Voigtlander on the camera, and we went for a quick walk along the main street just to see the city for the first time. The streets were kind of empty, not a season I guess, so I didn't get many street photos, just a couple quirky characters. In order to get to the streets, you need to navigate a complex labyrinth of restaurants and slot machines, but we eventually managed to find breakfast next morning and jumped in a car to drive to Grand Canyon. On the way to a hotel near the Grand Canyon, we stopped in a small town called Williams with some nice Americana artifacts and interesting characters. The hotel was cute. We got up early next day to see the sunrise. The morning was pretty cold. The roads were empty. Not that many people are rushing to the Grand Canyon to see sunrise in December. We arrived in a blue hour, just before the sun rose above the horizon, and I started taking pictures. It's interesting to see how the scene changed dramatically with every single minute passing. The view was stunning. However, it was a bit hard for me to translate it into an image. I'm really not a landscape photographer, so my struggles are not unexpected. Another thing that I struggled with this photo shoot is the post-processing. I realized that I don't have a workflow for editing sunrise and sunset photographs. I usually avoid this time of the day just because it's so beautiful and you start taking pictures of the colors themselves and not the subject, and as a result I find the images a little bit boring and empty. We drove along the canyon and visited a couple more viewpoints and found the old tower, the local tourist attraction. Also spotted a couple locals among the trees. The canyon in that morning light does look gorgeous, but as it's commonly said, a beautiful view doesn't always become a beautiful image. Really hard to understand how trees grow on these rocks without any soil. We walked on a trail along the canyon, and I've switched a couple times between 21mm and 90. There were some very charismatic trees, but I struggled to isolate them from the rest of the landscape. I couldn't resist capturing cactus in the snow. That's a very exotic scene for me. So far we visited 2 states, Nevada and Arizona, and the next day we drove to Death Valley, which is in California, so 3 states in 4 days. December in Death Valley is actually pretty comfortable. The temperature is in 60s Fahrenheit and it's between 15 and 20 Celsius. In summer it gets really crazy hot, so we were pretty happy to get there in the winter time. However, some parts of the park were closed because of flooding in Death Valley. Some old equipment is always an interesting subject for me, but here it looks kind of obviously not in a natural location. It looks like an exhibition in a museum. But still, the combination of colors, it feels pretty sweet. I used a polarizing filter to make the colors a bit more bold. Here's the flood. But the most exciting part of the trip photographically happened the next day when we drove to Nelson Ghost Town. In this location, people collected a lot of old equipment, cars, appliances, even airplanes. It's just a very dense collection of the old artifacts. This was certainly a culmination of the trip for me. It was so easy to photograph it. The light was very nice in the morning, kind of a little bit hard, but created a very nice contrast. And the artifacts are organized in kind of installations that allow you to capture relationships between the objects. I really liked using the polarizer here to get these vivid colors and a very crisp texture. In this location, I took all the photographs with Voigtlander 40mm lens f1.4, and I mostly used f2, f2.8, and f4, and that gave me just enough depth of field to show the subject, but also keep the background visible but slightly out of focus. And I really like the look of this Voigtlander lens. The bokeh looks kind of busy, but for some reason I like it. It has distortions that remind me a little bit of a large format and kind of old photographs. I uploaded some of the photographs from that photo shoot in my account on Leica International magazine, and I was so pleased when I received an email from them that they have chosen 3 of my photographs for their various collections. I'll put the link in the description. So to conclude on the results of the trip, I was very happy with the minimalist setup that I brought with me. Leica was really a pleasure to shoot with the optical viewfinder. All of the f2, f2.8 images I was focusing with optical viewfinder, and it's just absolutely spot on. I had to use either the back screen or electronic viewfinder a couple times, and mostly because of the polarizer, because you need to rotate the polarizer to get the maximum effect, and you cannot do it with the rangefinder because you're not looking through the lens. I was very happy with the lenses. They're so small and have so much coverage, so I pretty much didn't feel the need to get anything bigger than that. I really enjoyed the Voigtlander 40mm. That's the Voigtlander Nocton 40mm f1.4. It has some kind of character that I really enjoy. It's super subjective. Some people might consider it a very busy bokeh, but I really enjoy the look that it produces on the wider apertures. I appreciate you for watching this video. If you liked some of the images, please leave a comment below. It will be very nice for me to know your opinion, and please subscribe to the channel for the more content, and looking forward to see you next time.